brothers, who I absolutely love and adore. And it's one of like they're well, yeah, but they're the love hate. My wife hates them. Like I showed her The Big Lebowski, and she's like, "This sucks," and I'm like, "How can?"
It's overrated.
Get out.
It's overrated.
Leave. No. Go get yourself a White Russian right now, Rashawn. Right now. I'm not talking to you if you don't have a Caucasian in your hand.
We'll start there and we'll work our way out.
She's not home. I was taking that shit. You left it on the table. I was not letting it go.
Caucasian,
I can do it because I got a white woman too. So I can do it.
But it is, you know, you can, I think when you've reached a point in your acting career where you are a meme for your facial expressions, yeah, it might be time to pack it in. Like, you know,
that's so
all right.
real.
So Nicolas Cage is definitely the John Daly of acting, where, you know, if he wanted to, because he's done it, he has the chops to actually bring it. However, he knows he doesn't have to. That paycheck's still coming. He's still winning Academy Awards at the bank. He's still showing up, just doing whatever the hell he wants to, whatever probably frame of mind he's in, and he's still getting paid. But before we chop this man up even further, before we besmirch the career, the magistry of this man, I want to point out to you this run of movies in the late 90s that we're just gonna shit on, as if we didn't take hours and hours of pleasure and entertainment from. Solace, compassionately taken care of in a cinematic form. I'm going to point out to you The Rock, Con Air, Face Off, Snake Eyes, 8mm, Gone 60 Seconds. No one's showing up there to see a freaking Oscar or Academy Award winning movie. No one thought they were going to see Bullet from Steve McQueen or any bullshit like that. But what they got was entertainment. So don't you besmirch this man. Don't you go after him. And that's even before I get to things like, you know, freaking, whatchamacallit, the remake of Wicker Man. That's even before I get to Beast. That's even before I get to all the awesomeness. But I have one question for you, gentlemen. Nicolas Cage, John Travolta.
What you mean?
Because I mean,
take one or the other.
To be fair, Greg's right. I mean, he did literally make all right points. I'm not gonna say he's wrong. I'm just saying I'm against it. But isn't John Travolta basically the exact same thing?
Absolutely.
He really is. Yeah. And then you put him in, you know, you mentioned Face Off, which is one of the biggest eye rollers of the whole damn thing.
Which is why that movie's so awesome. It's like the universe knows what we're talking about. The universe is like, yeah, baby, put it together. This is movie magistry put together. It is the Bird magic of movies.
No.
Yeah, no. Face Off, I gotta be honest. I remember walking out of the theater. I don't wanted part of my life back that I knew I could never get back. That was one of those. That was when things were, you know, The Rock. I'll give you The Rock.
All right, here's the thing. And I know where Rashawn's going with this, and I totally feel you on a certain level. But this is where I come out with genre movies like this. You can't take yourself seriously at all, because this is a motherfucking genre movie, and none of you guys can act, and the premise doesn't make any sense. I expect titties. I expect more laughs, and those jokes better land. And I probably will remember the jokes more than I'll remember the action, because the action wasn't really, you know, over the top. It wasn't, you know, this was pre-Fast and the Furious. So the action was never amazing. But yeah, these movies, they were trying. And I feel like that's how they missed the mark. Appreciate how bad you are.
Yeah.
And you'll
because let's be clear, Face Off, they're not trying. John Woo is not trying. The end battle in the freaking church. Come on, man. We're just gonna skip over that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Castor Troy.
Yeah, we're totally going to.
Because that was John. It's John Woo making a John Woo movie. Like that was
awesome.
He had the snake was eating its tail. It's like, how do we get the dove to fly in this scene? Like, how am I gonna get the doves to fly on out in slow motion?
You two Philistines are acting like you won't watch a snake eat its tail. That's the problem.
Well, he was the one who made the genuinely bad Mission Impossible movie. Don't forget.
Oh God!
What, two?
That's the one that
we're fighting.
Agrees
we're fighting when we're in the streets. We're fighting when we're in the streets. That is going to be a fight.
I will say that too. I agreed. I felt like once again John Woo making a John Woo movie, but it didn't have Tati Newton. Didn't have Tati Newton in it. Yes.
Yep. In the car scene where they're going. They're full speed, but they're also swinging around each other to catch eye contact. What? Oh!
To this day, I figure if I ever meet her in public, that's what it's going to look like, by the way.
Just circle around her. Eye contact.
100%. She's still on my list. Westworld's only made that only more so. Like, just absolute, Hollywood fantasticness there.
But all right, but in defense of one, if Nick Cage is one Pulp Fiction movie away from changing everything everyone says, because that's what happened to John Travolta. Two, to John Woo's point, we get to a point where like we watch movies like, well, what about when they went to the bathroom? What about this? Like that would happen in a normal day. But like, you're not watching an action movie about a freaking super secret agent who gets to jump out of fucking airplanes. Calm down.
Yeah. No, there's a point.
No, I completely agree with that. But my point is, I'll sit down and I'll watch anything. But if at the end of it, I'm like, thank God that was over, instead of whoa, blown away, then you fucked up. I can't say for sure where you fucked up because I'm not a producer. I'm not an actor. I am motherfucker in seat. And so I know that I don't feel good right now. I should feel good right now. I should be laughing my ass off. I should be blown away. I should be saying some line or something. But instead, I want to physically assault Nicolas Cage. I want to hurt him.
I can eat peach for hours.
And it was only $12. Like, that is no excuse to put your hands on another human being. But still, I want to put him down. That's it.
All right. Well, we're gonna have another fight. When we finally get lifted, and we all finally get our vaccinations, and we get our studio built. Then I think there's gonna be some fun times with jumping over the table between Rashawn and Greg, and maybe occasionally, who knows? Occasionally,
I think you with the
yeah.
I was amazed you stayed seated.
For the zombie, it's like I said, I had to give my man credit there because the zombie thing has run its course, man. Like, it's just.
But you see, that's another reason why I picked this, because you know what, Josh doesn't just like everything zombies,
right? Which
Josh knows. We know that about Josh, and Josh knows that about himself.
Yeah. And for a long time it did, and still kind of do. Like, I'll still give it the second look-see, but without a doubt, it's tough. You gotta keep on your toes. All right, Rashawn, where's your last stop on the don't go there train?
This is gonna be pretty hard because I feel we all have a lot on our list, but I'll just keep it simple and say they really did not need to remake Pet Sematary. For many reasons.
Yep.
Yeah. The first one was awesome. Second reason, the first one is awesome, but it's awesome mainly because of nostalgia. Because if you watch it now, there are some parts that are just pure, I'm not sure I can swallow this moments. Just pure, how do we get past this in the 80s? And also pure, was everyone on coke in the 80s? Because why do we remember this so well? But because we do, and because it exists, it did not need to be remade. However, they did it anyway, and they took all the worst parts of the first movie and for some reason made it worse in the second movie. I don't know what they were aiming for, but they literally aimed for every bad part of the first movie. And like, it was awesome? These moments, and let's go ahead and make it a 2-hour version of that with almost no reason to exist, to the point where I would argue is one of my top 10 movies of I want everyone to die at the end. Everyone. I want the situation like an Outbreak movie where they drop a tactical nuke on the whole town, glass it over, and we all act like it never existed. There's a town in Spain. There was a huge battle that happened in between a Spanish Civil War. It actually happened in like the 20th century. Funny thing is, they just built the town right next door. Just act like that town didn't happen. And I want that to happen. I want that to happen for Pet Sematary.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Particularly for the sequel, you mean?
Yeah. Well, the remake.
The remake, yes. Pardon me. Yes,
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yes, there was a sequel too, but that in and of itself
we don't have to talk about that. I mean, let's be clear. Edward Furlong had a career that he never actually needed or deserved or should have had. He was just living off of all of us feeling weird about T2. I hate to say it. Greg kind of nailed it the last episode we had in talking about T2. We can't really walk away from how bad actually the movie is in a lot of different ways. And Edward Furlong definitely kicked off a career that he did not need to have. And Pet Sematary 2 was, to me, the culmination of exactly what should have happened to that career. No offense to Edward Furlong. I'm sure you're a cool dude. I hope you have a resurgence where you actually have to act, but you were living off of basically a high-pitched scream.
Well, I mean, he was legit going through puberty then. Like, it's so funny to watch that movie and you actually hear him go through puberty. It's like, wow, we're watching this poor kid go through puberty on screen, right? Next to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, it's like, wow, that's gotta be tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had more to add, but completely agree. Yeah. Don't know why they did that.
It was on my list at one point. You know, I kind of went back and forth. I think I took it off because I knew someone would get it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it makes you feeling better, I got Conan the Barbarian on here as well. So
yeah, no, we definitely didn't have to. That was MoMA, right? Aquaman.
Could have been so much.
Yeah.
Look, I left that off because of a lot of reasons, but the main reason why I left it off is because it could have been so much better. It could have been so much better. You don't need a whole lot to make that movie better. That's how low the bar was, and because they couldn't even fucking clear it, that's why it's so awful. But to me, it's almost not even worth mentioning.
Well, I guess we'll keep into that as far as, you know, I'm going to keep going with my idea of you got it right the first fucking time. Walk the fuck away.
Walk away. And
stop doing it. So that brings me to the last one on my list, which is The Princess Bride, because they're redoing that. And once again,
what?
Well, or at least there's been talk of redoing that. And then there was the read through that they did with everybody recently. I think it was a Democratic fundraiser. So more reason to hate us if you're listening to us of a particular political bent, whatever. But
awful.
There's talk of it. And I believe even, you know, and I had to give it up to Carrie Elways because I think someone was asking him about it and he said, why are you doing it? Like, why do you have to, like, and I love that from the actor who was in it. Like, he's like, no, we got that one. Like, it did all right. It's different from the book even. And the book's all right, but it's one of the few films that I think the movie holds up a little bit better. You know, it is just one of those timeless films. It still cracks me up. I still laugh when I watch it. I cry a little bit when I watch it. There's action. There's all those things. Everybody in it is just, you know, all the moments are so good. You know, between the character and even between Peter Falk and
Fred Savage.
Yeah, Fred Savage. You know, playing the grandpa and the sick son. Perfect, right? Absolutely
fake
perfect, right?
sick son. Fake.
Yeah, well, fake. Yeah, no, he's faking it, but that's okay. You did too. We
well,
all
that's
did.
That's what I love so much about the relationship was you could tell right away that the grandfather knew it, but he was kind of like, all right, we'll play this game, but we'll play this game my way, and it's just so beautiful.
Right. That's very nice. Shut up. It's just so great, right? It's such, you know, everything hits all the notes. Just hits all the notes. Even Billy Crystal coming in makeup and everything, right? You know, and that whole scene.
And
right?
Carole King.
Carole King, you know, liar, right? It's just amazing, right? It just every bit of it, every note still holds up to me. So once again, like it's nostalgia for nostalgia's sake now. Like you're really playing nostalgia. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I can watch it. They put it on Disney Plus. I showed it to my kids recently. They loved it, right? I mean, this is one of those moments where, one of those few moments you show your kids like, hey, check this movie out. Your parents love this movie, right? Mm-hmm. And